Picture this. It's January 2026. You're standing at a grocery store meat counter, looking at a choice-grade ribeye. The price tag is a shocker. Beef prices are up nearly 9% this year alone, hitting record highs after a brutal cattle cycle. But behind that plastic-wrapped steak is a story of power, fragile supply chains, and a high-stakes battle for the soul of American agriculture. 5 years ago, a 2021 Reuters report warned about the Big Four companies that control the industry. Today, we're doing a deep dive into how that story evolved. It's a tale of an 85% market monopoly, a massive federal antitrust wave, and a group of independent ranchers finally trying to break the mold. The long shadow of the Big Four. To understand the present, we have to look at the past. Since 1977, we've watched a massive shift. Back then, the four biggest firms handled only 25% of the cattle. By 1992, that jumped to 71%. Today, in 2026, it sits at 85% for grain-fattened cattle. The industry calls this efficiency. By moving slaughter to a handful of massive plants, companies like Cargill, Tyson, JBS, and National Beef lowered costs. But efficiency came with a price: fragility. We saw it in 2019 when a fire at a Tyson plant in Kansas choked the market, and again in 2021 when a ransomware attack on JBS shut down nearly 20% of US capacity in a single day. By 2026, these four giants aren't just meat packers, they are global logistics titans. Take JBS, for example. While the US cattle herd has shrunk to its lowest point since the 1950s, JBS uses its Australian operations as a hedge, raking in 20% margins there while US supplies remain tight. The price gap: who gets the dollar? While consumers are feeling the pinch, ranchers are sounding the alarm. This is the price spread. In late 2025 and early 2026, we've seen record gaps between what a rancher gets for a cow and what you pay for a roast. In March 2025, choice beef hit a retail value of 874.5 cents per pound, yet the farm-to-wholesale spread, the initial cut for the packer, reached record lows of 32.4 cents, as costs like labor and transportation surged in the middle. There's a debate here, though. Researchers at Michigan State University found that traditional data might actually underestimate the farmer's share by about 9 percentage points because it doesn't always account for store sales and scanner data. But regardless of the math, the narrative of corporate exploitation has driven the government to act. The 2025 Antitrust Wave 2025 was the year the hammer dropped. Driven by public anger over grocery bills, the Trump administration launched a multi-pronged investigation into the Big Four. In November 2025, the president directed the Department of Justice to hunt for evidence of price fixing and parallel pricing, where packers move their bid prices in lockstep. By December, a joint task force between the DOJ and the FTC was formed to specifically look at foreign influence in our food supply, with a focus on Brazilian-owned JBS and Marfrig. And the legal costs are starting to mount. In January 2026, Tyson Foods reached an agreement in principle to pay $82.5 million to settle claims from direct purchases. JBS had already paid $83.5 million to settle a lawsuit from ranchers alleging price manipulation. For these billion-dollar companies, some say this is just the cost of doing business, but the DOJ's new whistleblower rewards program, offering insiders up to 30% of recovered fines, is a sign that the government is playing for keeps this time. The resistance: David versus Goliath. But what if the answer isn't just lawsuits, but competition? That's where the sustainable beef story comes in. In May 2025, a new, large-scale independent packing plant opened in North Platte, Nebraska. This wasn't a corporate project. It was founded by local cattlemen who wanted to bridge the gap between the ranch and the consumer. They even partnered with Walmart to get their beef directly into stores, bypassing the traditional wholesale bottlenecks. At the same time, we're seeing America's Heartland Packing open in Missouri, capable of processing 2,400 head a day. These new players are a game changer, but they're opening at a difficult time. The national cattle herd is so small that they're forced to compete with the giants for a shrinking pool of animals. The future, tech, bans, and biological risks. As we look toward the rest of 2026, the industry is splitting in two directions. On one hand, you have high-tech traceability. Blockchain technology is being used as a digital passport for cows, allowing a customer to scan a QR code and see exactly where their steak came from. It's about trust, proving that the US origin label actually means something. On the other hand, there's a cultural war over cultivated meat. While federal regulators approved lab-grown proteins, states like Texas and Florida have banned them entirely. Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed SB 261, making the sale of cell-cultured protein unlawful, with ranching groups arguing it protects traditional animal agriculture. And hanging over all of this is the shadow of avian influenza, H5N1. It has spilled over into nearly 1,000 dairy herds, affecting the supply of cull cows that usually provide the lean beef for our burgers. Final thoughts, sir. Where does that leave us? As we move through 2026, the US beef industry is at a crossroads. Record prices are finally giving ranchers an incentive to rebuild their herds, but the structural power of the Big Four isn't going away overnight. Whether it's through the new Office of the Special Investigator at the USDA or through high-tech independent plants, the goal is the same: a food system that is more resilient, more transparent, and, hopefully, a little more affordable for the family at the grocery counter.